Welcome to the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, the show that puts the spotlight on the incredible women who fuel the world of motorsports. From drivers to crew members, engineers to fans, and everyone in between, we're here to celebrate the trailblazers, dreamers, and doers shaping the sport we love. Each episode, we share inspiring stories of females of all ages from every corner of the motorsports universe, past, present, and future. It's a journey through the seasons of life filled with heartfelt moments, laughter, and a whole lot of horsepower. So, whether you're a lifelong fan, a racer yourself, or simply curious about the extraordinary women behind the wheel, settle in, relax, and enjoy a fun and uplifting ride with us. This is the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, connecting and celebrating women in motorsports, one story at a time. Let's hit the track.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade the stuff that strokes your engine, anything from truck parts to classic and muscle cars, RVs to hot rods, and everything in between, then check out our official classifieds at racingjunk.com. Racingjunk.com is the world's #1 online racing and performance marketplace, the ultimate one-stop shop where you'll find what you need to rock your ride. If it belongs in your garage, it's for sale on racingjunk.com. Log on to racingjunk.com to find the gear you're looking for, sell your extra stuff, keep up on racing news and tech tips, and more. Again, that's racingjunk.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. And my guest today is a friend I've had for quite a few years, Delaney Dunn. We've known each other, gosh, Delaney, 5 years, maybe more.
I think it's longer than 5 years.
I think so too. I think I met you in 2018.
Oh, I think 2017.
Maybe so. Yeah. So it's been a while and we've kept in touch, and I follow you on social media, and I see the ups and downs. You've had lots of things happen in the last couple of years, especially, but I wanted to have you on because you've accomplished something really big, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, I want you to share with my listeners a little bit about yourself.
My name is Delaney Dunn. I'm 26 years old from a tiny town called Otis, Maine, and I've been behind the wheel of a race car for 11 years.
Wow. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
11 years. Yeah.
11 years. Started at 15 years old. I'm 26 now.
Gosh. It goes fast, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I saw an old photo from my very first race weekend, and I'm like, who is that kid?
Yeah. And you've learned a lot. I know that for sure. So, Delaney, do you have any siblings?
I have a younger sister who we got through adoption, and then I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
Biological siblings.
Okay. And how about any pets? Do you have any dogs or cats or turtles or?
2 cats, Gunner and Phoenix.
Okay. All right. So, I like the name Phoenix. I love Phoenix. In fact, I'm going to Phoenix on Tuesday to see my daughters and my grandkids. So, so Delaney, tell me your motorsports story. How did you get started? Who introduced you to it? Where did you start? And then bring me up to speed where you are today.
Oh, I think real first introduction was when I was 12. My dad was racing a late model at the time, and I had the opportunity to go into the pits one day and help them tinker on it. And then a couple years later, after some urging of mom and dad, I finally got my very first race car when I was 15. Didn't win my very first feature till 2022, and just went on from there.
Yeah. And you've had a lot of exciting kind of things happen in those years. So,
Yeah.
what kind of car are you driving?
This year, it's a 2009 Chevy Cobalt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. Does it race pretty good?
Considering the results at Wiscasset, I think it goes pretty well.
I think so. I think so for sure. So, what's your favorite thing about being in motorsports?
Making new friends and seeing new places, because especially with now being part of a tour, we get to go all over and see new tracks and new scenery and meet new friends.
Yeah. And then are you still racing locally around at the track where you usually race?
The touring series I'm with visits that track, and living out here on a beautiful lake, it's nice having weeks off in between so to be able to enjoy it. So
Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, I love the racing every week, and as a fan that I can go every week, but honestly, and the local tracks do give some weekends off to certain classes, but overall they race pretty much every weekend. And I honestly feel like that can kind of burn you out a little bit.
yeah, the last couple of years we did the every week thing, and I'm like, I'm getting burnt out. Let's do the touring deal and
Yeah.
enjoying it.
And you still get to race and be part of a community, and you, like you said, you get to travel and do all those things, but you also can have other things in your life.
Yeah, it's a great balance right now.
Yeah, I would think so for sure. So let's talk about that series that you're in.
The ladies
Tell me all about it.
Oh, it was, I say, last year was the very first year of it.
It's called the Ladies Acceleration Tour
by Betty Nelson.
Yeah.
Who you have interviewed and have chatted with. So go
I have.
check out her episode.
Yeah.
I actually was the very first winner for the Ladies Acceleration Tour last year, and I actually got 2 wins with them. So
wow.
Both at my home track.
Well, so you had a little bit of an advantage.
A little bit.
Yeah.
In looking at the field, I actually have I think I have the most years under my belt out of all the other drivers.
Really? And they're all ages, aren't they?
Oh, from 16 to 56.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that. She put together a great little series that travels, and I shouldn't say little, a great series that travels, because it's all women.
Yep.
And so tell me about it. It's all women. What kind of cars is it, and where do you go to race?
There's 2 divisions actually. There's the V8 class, which is like your Camaros, your street stock kind of style cars, and then you have your 4 cylinders, the Hornets, which I race in, that are like your Chevy Cobalts, your Acura Integras, your 4-cylinder front wheel drive,
yeah,
caged enduro style cars.
Right. And then you live out east, so you travel in the east side of the country. Tell me what tracks you go to.
We go to Speedway 95 in Herman, Maine. We recently went all the way up to Caribou, Maine, all the way up by the Canadian border. Wiscasset Speedway, which is a little bit more coastal. Unity Raceway, the rebuild, which is dirt. And then in a few weeks, we're actually going to go to Riverside Speedway in Groveton, New Hampshire.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I knew you were going to Riverside because I listened to a podcast called In the Pits.
Yep.
Are you familiar with it?
A little bit.
Okay, so it's guys in Maine and up in that area, and they do a podcast, and they talk about local racing, Wiscasset and Riverhead and White Mountain and some of those others, but they also talk NASCAR and stuff. And so I don't know how I got introduced to them, but anyway, I listened to that pretty regularly. And then Betty had told me you were going to Riverhead, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a super fun track. It's tight and short, but it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. And so how many races altogether does that series do? About 6 or 8?
We had 9 races originally scheduled, but we weren't able to get one rescheduled because of a rain out. So this season's 8 races.
Okay, 8 races. So that's a nice number for the summer to race.
Yeah, and with some kids in sports and stuff too, it actually works out very well.
Yeah, for sure. So, what does the typical race weekend look like for you? Because now you're traveling, you're not going right there to your local track. So, what's race day look like, or race weekend?
Race weekend actually starts on Fridays. Starts with going to Unity Raceway and helping my teammates at at Unity on Friday nights on dirt, and then usually we already have the car loaded. So when we went up to Caribou, we actually left at like 7 in the morning because it's a 4.5 hour haul all the way up there. Track opened at around noontime, and tires didn't hit the track till about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. All right. And what kind of track is that? Do you know?
That's asphalt.
Yeah. And is it a bigger track or a small one?
About a third mile. The
Okay.
average size track in Maine is about a third mile.
Okay. All right. And it's mostly asphalt, but I did hear you say there's a dirt track involved.
Yeah, there's a Unity Raceway, the rebuild, that got revived back in 2022 as a dirt track. It originally was pavement, and I remember the pavement days of it, but I've only really got to drive on it when it was dirt.
So what do you have to do to your car to run dirt instead of pavement?
We're going to take the Lexan windshield out and put in a wire mesh screen, and I think we're going to put some beefier tires on it, but we're going to run the same car we have all season.
Okay. All right. Do you like dirt or asphalt better?
I have more laps on pavement, but dirt's always fun.
Yeah,
I like
it is
sliding
fun.
sideways.
It's so different. And
it is different.
And you just can't explain, like if somebody's like I grew up around pavement really, or when I was really, really started getting into motorsports, where I live, it's mostly pavement. And so, but when I first started going to the races, it was in Illinois and it was dirt tracks. And so, but I didn't really remember that much about those dirt tracks and how different it was until I got really more and more and more involved in racing. And I didn't think I really cared for dirt. I don't know why. It was just in my head. But after I went to it's called I can't think what it's called, Sprint Car Week or something, and they go to like
Super Dirt Car Week, kind of
like Kokomo, Indiana is where I went to watch it with some friends. And after I went that night, it was like, I love watching dirt.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. Unity actually yesterday had the Sprint Cars of New England there, and they put on quite the show.
I bet. Yeah, they're fun to watch, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could drive one, but I'm also terrified of them.
I'm a little terrified. I would be a little terrified of them, and only because I've seen so many flips and rolls. Yep. I'm kind of addicted to flow racing and some of those because, I meet so many people, Delaney, just like you, but I can't go to your races every weekend. And so I can get on flow and I can be like, oh, they're racing at Riverhead this weekend. I'll be able to watch. Or I can get on Dirt Vision, or I can get on Racing America, or whatever they are. And so I've gotten to where, in the summer, everything's a rerun.
Yeah.
So I sit with my computer and have that streaming on my computer. And then my husband has whatever on the TV. And so I can watch a movie and watch racing at the same time, which is kind of fun.
Like, which track do I want to watch today?
Oh, and I, if I go to one and it's not real exciting or whatever, you can switch around. Yeah. It's just amazing. It's just amazing what we can do. And, I know there's a lot of controversy over the streaming and does it hurt the track and that. And honestly, it might hurt some tracks because people stay home if the weather's iffy or what. But for me, it's such a blessing because I can watch people in California or Texas or Maine, and there's no way I could go to all those races. And so for me, it's wonderful for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So when you started racing as a girl in motorsports, did you have anybody that didn't treat you very well, or did they just accept you as one of the drivers?
I actually got quite a good group at the track that I raced at for the 10 of the 11 years that I raced.
And what track was that?
Speedway 95 in Herman.
Oh yeah.
I have turned the most of my laps around that place.
Okay.
And actually got most of my wins there as well. But starting out, I was actually in the kids. Actually started out in like the kids class. So they saw me as this little kid getting my start, and then jumped up to the adult class. And like there were some people that like butted heads with me, and then they're like, "Yeah, she'll push back."
Yeah.
So once I kind of was able to stand up for myself, they kind of were like, "Okay, we'll back off."
Yeah. I think they have to test your limits, and they want to,
Oh,
you know, yeah, they want to see what they can get away with, because that's part of racing in a lot of ways, that, bumping into you and different things. Um, it's just the way it is. But once they find out that you'll bump back, then they go bother somebody else, maybe, for sure.
yeah.
So when you have a bad weekend at the track, and I know you've had some of those, have you ever felt like, oh, I'm just done, I'm not going to do this anymore? How do you stay motivated to keep going back?
Biggest thing last year was I had people actually like offer cars to me like within like a day, and I'm like, I can't afford it right now, but I'll consider it.
Yeah.
But it did get to a point last year where we were gonna almost sell everything and buy UTVs and ATVs and just
Do
try
something
something
different.
different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had a good group of guys over the winter give me a phone call, and I'm back behind the wheel again.
Yeah, that's great. Because you did have kind of an upsetting event last year. Do you want to talk about that, or would you rather not?
Oh, we can chat about it.
Okay. Do you want to let some of the others know what you went through last year?
Last year I went viral by having a collision on a racetrack with an ATV.
Mm-hmm.
And not many people they've heard of the accident, but they haven't met the driver.
Right.
Because everybody he's actually doing pretty okay. I actually got to see him the other day, actually at the racetrack. He's doing actually really well considering.
Yeah.
He's I think we're both lucky on both ends of the deal. I'm
Yeah.
lucky to be able to be back in a race car this year, and he's lucky to not have any more injuries.
Right. So how did an ATV end up on the track when you were on the track?
There was this was in the Sport 4 division, which is I had an Acura Integra that looked like a little mini truck.
Yeah.
The caution happened on the backstretch, and I was the very dead last car. I got by the wreck, and then right when I got by the wreck came out behind the wall, and next thing I know, four-wheeler is on my hood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just
Yeah. He
wrong
didn't
place,
realize
wrong...
he didn't realize you were still coming.
Yeah, he didn't realize I haven't gone around the corner yet, and
Yeah.
then just wrong place, wrong time.
Right. Right. It did go viral, that's for sure. And those kind of things do. And thank goodness everybody was, has moved on and is okay from that. But scary things happen and weird things happen at a track. And that's one of the things that, after something like that, it can be discouraging and it can be upsetting to the point where it's like, okay, I don't know if I want to go back to the track. But you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next race I got back in the car, I believe, was actually at Wiscasset Speedway in a borrowed car.
Okay.
A buddy of mine was like, hey, I'm going to be already there. Do you want to drive it for the ladies tour race? And the car wasn't really up to ladies tour caliber, but I was able to pull off a top 3 finish.
Yeah.
It was very encouraging to prove to myself that I could still do it.
Right. Right. It wasn't about how fast the car was going. It was about getting you back in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So if a young gal or a mom came up to you and said, Delaney, my daughter thinks she wants to race, would you encourage them to do that? And what would you say?
Start in go-karts. Start
Okay.
young. I feel like I got a late start. I feel like if I started younger, I probably would have been in a street stock by now.
Yeah.
But I'm loving my 4-cylinder front-wheel drive racing. But I say start early. Earlier the better. I see a
Yeah.
lot of kids in these kids divisions actually like create amazing friendships with the
Yeah.
other drivers, and they'll all go to their race cars, go racing, and then next thing you know, they're all playing football in the pits.
Right. Right.
They'll make
Th-
friends for a lifetime.
That's true. And I interview a lot of younger girls that are still in school or homeschooled or whatever, and I usually ask them, what do your friends think about you racing? And a lot of them tell me that their friends don't understand and don't get why they're at the racetrack on the weekends and not at the movies or whatever. And and what I always tell them is, those friends are important, but the friends you're going to have for life are the ones at the racetrack.
Definitely. There's one girl that I'm racing with right now in the ladies tour that it's been like 8 years since I've raced against her, and she's just now getting back into racing, and I'm like, I'm the only other driver that's raced with you in the past.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
kind
kind
of
of cool
fun.
seeing people get back behind the wheel after so many years with this tour, as well
Oh
as the
yeah.
next generation joining as well.
Yeah, because they see it as it's not every weekend, it's not as expensive and all those things. And for a woman and a mom or whatever too, a lot of them, it doesn't take them away from the family every weekend. And so it's the perfect fit for some people. Some people want to be at the track every weekend and some people don't, but they still want to race. And so that gives an option for sure. Who helps you with your car, Delaney?
Two Brothers Family Racing. Horace Crawford and Vaughn Pierce gave me a phone call back in March, actually, so a little bit late. We kind of had a short notice to get a car together, but me and Horace we actually raced against each other. And then he's like, "You really need to get back behind the wheel, Annie. And we have a deal made on this car, and do you want to drive it?" And then next thing we know, we're standing in victory lane with that car and got crowned.
Got crowned. So let's talk about that for a minute. Show us your crown. That's amazing. And so, how did you win a crown instead of a trophy at a racetrack?
Uh, we had what they call the Ladies Acceleration Tour Queen of the Oval Triple Crown Series. It started at Speedway 95, my home track. I ended up winning the heat race, but had some mechanical issues and finished fourth in the feature. And then our second trip to Spud Speedway was part of that, where I actually had an incident on the racetrack where I T-boned another car because she was broadside, nowhere to go, hit it, got hauled into the pits, and then just played the handicap system and was able to accumulate enough points at the end of the day this past Saturday that I was able to win the championship.
Yeah. So fun when you sent me those pictures and I was like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." Because like you said, I've interviewed Betty and I
Yeah,
know enough about the tour to know that that's a big deal. That's so
yeah,
fun.
and this is only year 2, so who knows what can happen in year 3, 4, 5.
Exactly.
But it's
So
definitely fun.
where are you going to be in 5 years? Do you think this is something you want to keep doing, is racing this tour?
As long as there's the tour available, I'll run it. It's fun. I have fun with these girls. We actually all joke with each other. If somebody
Yeah.
needs parts, we're all messaging each other back and forth. It's a great group of gals. There's a lot more that happens behind the pit wall, as you would say, than a lot of people will know or understand from the grandstands.
Yeah. And about how many women show up for the races?
Average for the 4-cylinder Hornet division is about 7-8 cars.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So we have a good field of cars. Like, even if no drivers from that track want to hop in with us, we still have enough cars to put on a pretty decent show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And once you get started, you don't want to miss. You're like, I got to be there. I can't
Yep,
miss out on this.
yep. I got to be at the next one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So 5 years from now, hopefully Betty's going to have that keep going. You're going to be racing in that. Do you ever want to move up to a street stock or a different type of car?
If I had the funding to, I would love to get into a rear-wheel drive. That's actually like the next step up in like the ladies tour divisions. Is we have the 4-cylinder class, which is kind of like getting your feet wet, and
Yeah.
then we have the V8 class, which we only really have like 1 or 2 V8 cars so far this season before we go to Riverside. Riverside has a lot of V8 cars,
Yeah.
actually. Another International Women's and Motorsports Association, Sarah Schroeder. I
Yeah.
actually got to race with her last year, so it was kind of cool seeing another ambassador.
Yeah.
So I finally got to meet another one.
There, that's awesome.
So I got to race with her last year we actually had the V8 cars and the 4-cylinder cars on the track at the same time. So it was
Okay.
fun passing her with my little 4-cylinder car.
Yeah. So Delaney, do you work on your car, or who helps you with that? The two.
Horace and Von Crawford actually work on the car.
Okay.
I have the little bit of a luxury that if I need to go over there, they'll send me a text message and I'll run over. But they do 99.99% of the work on the car. I just have to relay to them what the car needs, and
Okay.
they're a great group of guys. They've turned into big brothers.
Yeah, that's nice. So have you ever had an oh no moment other than the one we talked to, an oh no moment or a favorite moment? Now I know winning the crown was a favorite. So other than winning the crown and other than the four-wheeler running on your hood, has there been anything else that you can say, I'll never forget this moment?
My very first feature win at Oxford Plains.
Yeah.
That was a pretty unique experience because it was a rental car program. A friend of mine built 4 V6 front-wheel drive cruiser division cars, and he rented them out on a weekly basis for $400, and there was a crash deposit in case I wrecked it and all that. And they knew I raced in the past, but they didn't think I could do anything because I didn't really do anything
Right.
for that point. So I showed up, I brought my suit, my helmet, hopped in the car. I just got luck of the draw. I started on pole for my heat race. Like, very first race, good luck. Okay, I got the pole.
Yeah.
And I led all my laps in my heat, and I won the heat race. And then I was able to pass the car owner's son in the feature with 3 laps to go to win my very first feature. And looking back on it, a lot of people actually involved with the ladies tour were there that day at Oxford Plains to watch me win my first ever feature race.
That's cool.
So, to be a V6 front wheel drive for my very first win, and just kind of surreal moment that it was on one of Maine's biggest stages. I felt like I won the Oxford 250.
Oh yeah. And everybody, well, I don't know if everybody knows about the Oxford 250, but a lot of people do. It's one of the biggest races in the country, and it gets a lot of press, especially on In the Pits, because that's right there where
Kyle Busch have run it. Yes, I was in a front wheel drive car, but I felt like I won the 250.
Yeah.
That was after 8 years of trying to win a feature.
Well, and you know what? I'm glad you said that, because a lot of kids or adults even, they don't realize how hard it is to win a race. Okay. And they talk about this a lot, especially like through with NASCAR. They talk about how hard it is to win a race, and especially even more so now with the parity in the NASCAR cars. But people just think, oh, it's just driving, you're just turning left, it's not a big deal, right? Oh yeah. And so I like that you shared that, because a lot of people are just like you, and some have still never won a race, but they keep trying. And it is about winning. Don't get me wrong, everybody wants to win. But if you never want to race, you'd still keep racing, because it's your family. It's what you do. It's in your blood. You love it. And that's why you do it. It isn't about the trophy or the crown, really. It's about being a part of something that, you can really feel like you're part of something amazing.
Yeah, win is like it's like the cherry on top. It's that recognition of I was able to get it done and
Yeah.
finally check that box. And now I'm just keep checking the boxes ever since that one first win. And now I have gotten a top 3 at every currently open active track in the state of Maine.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yep, besides Beach Ridge, I never got the chance to go out to Beach Ridge.
Okay.
But every currently open active track in the state of Maine, I have gotten a top 3 finish at.
Well, that's something to be very proud of.
Definitely. Yeah. It took a long time to do it, but to be able to say that I've gotten a top 3 at every track, it's quite the, I guess you could say, quite the achievement to be able to say that I've been able to do that.
It is. And just the fact that you've done that, I don't know if anybody else has done that.
I even know other female drivers here in the state that are in like super late models and street stocks, but I bet none of them have done that. So.
No. That's really cool, Delaney. Good for you.
And I've gotten a win at 3 of the 5.
Wow. You just got 2 more to win at. That's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Yeah, one of them's going to be a 4.5 hour drive.
That's all right.
So.
That's not that far. There's people that drive a couple hours or more every weekend to race. Yeah. We're spoiled. We never had to do that, you or I. But yeah, for sure. So Delaney, is there anything we haven't talked about? I feel like because I kind of know you, I might have kind of jumped over something. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you would like to share with my listeners about you or your racing?
Quite be able to think that I was pretty much almost retired back in January, and I originally was just gonna follow the tour as like a helper. Be like, if Betty needed something ran around, I would run around the pits for her. But then I bought and picked up a brand spanking new Polaris ATV, and then the next day I got the call to drive the race car. Because the 4-wheeler was originally supposed to be the race car replacement, and now it's kind of like I get to have my cake and eat it too. I get to have 4-wheeler and race at the same time. So
nice.
This whole year has been almost a dream.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like, is this really happening right now? Yeah. Be able to this is my 11th season.
Right.
So it took me over a decade to win even a mid-season championship.
Mm-hmm.
So just to go from this little 15-year-old that's on the autism spectrum to 26-year-old and finally a mid-season champion, it's quite the journey.
It is quite the journey.
I could almost write a book with all the stories that I've accumulated.
You probably should write a book. My youngest grandson has autism, and he's very high functioning, like I think you are. And so I didn't know a lot about it until he was diagnosed with it. And he's just amazing. He'll be 5 years old in October, and I just can't believe he's getting so big. And I'm going to visit on Tuesday. I'm going to Arizona to see 3 of my grandkids out there are teenagers, and one's a middle schooler, and then I got the little one. And so I can't wait to go and visit all my grandkids that live out there. But Delaney, there's a misconception about people when you say, oh, I'm on the spectrum, I have autism, or I have this, or I have that. And people don't understand that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, I'd say I started racing before I actually got my diagnosis of being on the autism spectrum. I didn't get my autism diagnosis till I was 17 years old in high school.
Wow.
So I kind of lived most of my life not knowing that I was on the spectrum, and then the moment I got that diagnosis, it was like, oh, so that's why I do this. That's why I do these certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the people I've interacted with the last few years at the racetrack, they're like, you're autistic?
They have no idea.
They have no idea. And
Mm-mm.
they're like, oh, that's probably why you're so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been told I have like a sixth sense when it comes to figuring out the handling of a race car. And that's between being in the garage helping work on them
Mm-hmm.
to now being able to relay, okay, these changes are now affecting, this is how the car is handling, and I'm actually kind of the sensory input of driving the race car. I'm able to translate that.
Absolutely.
I say autism is part of just this little superpower that helps me in racing.
I love that. Yeah, my little grandson, if you met him, you'd never know. You just wouldn't. And actually, Delaney, his mom, my youngest daughter, and her husband ended up opening an autism center when Huxton was about 2, because they couldn't find one they liked, and long story. And now they have 4 autism schools in the Phoenix area. So they're helping a lot of, and it's little kids, I think you have to be 6 or under.
I was say the younger with those kids, get them doing things, pretty much figure out what their favorite thing is and encourage it, because with how my brain works with racing, it's my special interest, and I deep dive, and I've been called racing Google before. So it's, once you nourish that special interest, it's a rocket ship. It'll take them anywhere.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, for sure. Well, Delaney, I have really enjoyed talking to you, and I love getting messages from you. And when you sent me that message and said, I just won the mid-season championship, I was like, woohoo, way to go, Delaney.
The clips that I got sent of me and my crew in Victory Lane, I'm like, I've been watching them like 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
Over the last week. And I'm like, did that happen? I'm like, is that me? Like, everything was still, it's still surreal just to say that I'm a Ladies Acceleration Tour Queen of the Oval.
Queen of the Oval. I love it. Yeah.
So it's quite the interesting thing to add to my resume.
Absolutely. And you've got a couple races left, 3 or
4. We got
4 races left. So who knows what's going to happen.
And the points are super, super tight.
Are they? Okay.
Currently, I'm 3. First and second are currently tied with the same amount of points, and then I'm sitting right there, 3 points behind them, just waiting.
Just waiting.
Just need to have a consistent rest of the season, and hopefully wrap it up and put a bow on it. So.
There you go. Well, I know you can do it. So good luck with that. And thank you for spending part of your morning with me and sharing what you're doing and giving the Ladies Acceleration Tour a little bit of promotion, because I think Betty's amazing, and I'm glad she started this. And now all of you ladies that get to participate together, it's a good thing.
Yeah, we need more female drivers here in the New England states. We actually recently had a new youngest driver join the tour, and she's either 12 or 13, and she finished second place behind me at Wiscasset Speedway, her first time with the Ladies Acceleration Tour. So it's quite the be able to see somebody first race out. We're actually at her home track, so she had a little bit of a home track advantage, but she ran an amazing race. These next generation of drivers is amazing, and I can't wait to see where they go.
Yeah, me too. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's the girl who won the Ladies Acceleration Tour Championship last year. I actually remember watching her first ever time in a race car.
Okay.
And watching her and her dad race, and it's definitely a family atmosphere now.
Yeah, it is. Well, Delaney, thanks again for being on. You keep sending me those messages so I can keep track of what you're up to, and good luck in the next 4 races. And make sure you tell Betty I said hello.
Oh, I'll tell Betty and all the ladies touring gals that you say hi, and we'll have fun at the rest of the season.
If any of them want to be on the show, let them know. All they got to do is reach out.
Oh, I need to get you with Brianna.
Okay.
She's our race director. So we have
Oh.
we almost have an all-female crew for the ladies tour, which is amazing. It's
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Connect us for sure.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Well, thanks again. You have a good weekend.
You too. Have a wonderful rest of your morning.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's it for this episode of the Women's Motorsports Network podcast. We hope you've been inspired by the stories I shared today and feel more connected to the amazing community of women in motorsports. Remember, whether you're behind the wheel, in the pits, or cheering from the stands, your story matters. And together, we're driving change and celebrating every milestone. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who loves motorsports as much as you do. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates, behind the scenes content, and more incredible stories. So until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, and keep racing through life. This is the Women's Motorsports Network podcast, where every woman's story is worth celebrating.